Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Anonymous, and in this channel we talk about gang stalking, manipulation, and how I am doing my best to thrive while I am living with this entire manipulation operation. So, I want to talk to you about how you can tell if your self-esteem is good or not. If you have a good sense of self-esteem. So my self-esteem went plummeted like all the way down, which is why I lost my drive to stay sober, like I just did. And that's one of the things that I noticed that gang stalking does to you, is that it focuses on your defects. I mean, no one is perfect, but they kind of keep pushing those buttons to make your defects greater than your perfections. And one thing that I noticed, is that before I couldn't, like, before my gang stalking operation started, I was able to imagine myself at a club, dancing, or working out with a banging body. I was able to imagine myself like that. But after gang stalking, every time I tried to imagine myself working out or doing something or being happy, my mind immediately goes to like the ugly toenail that I have. It goes to the scar that I have on my abdomen. It goes straight to my imperfections. And today was the first time, guys, that I was actually able to imagine myself doing what I want regardless of having those imperfections. And the thing is that in itself, the fact that I wasn't able to comfortably imagine myself being happy tells me that my at that point in time, the perception of me was primarily my defects rather than me as a person. Does that make sense? So my perception of self was comprised of my defects, because whenever I would try to imagine myself happy, I would think my mind would straight go to my defects. And I'm so sure that is exactly how you can actually gauge your own the perception of yourself that you have, how much you truly love yourself, what you truly think of yourself subconsciously. Try imagining yourself like super happy, and being yourself free. And if you're able to just imagine yourself without any concern of your defects, that's pretty good. That means that you have a very, very healthy sense of self and a healthy perspective of who you are. However, if you are unable to imagine that, and your mind immediately goes on to what's wrong with you, of the parts of you that you do not fully accept, the parts of you that you don't like yet, that is exactly that's exactly what's going to tell you what type of perception you have of yourself. That in itself is going to tell you what is your trauma. So right now I do have two traumas. I only have two traumas right now, and I am not able to focus on them because they're gonna clear away with time, and I don't have time to focus on them yet. But I will make time to focus on them when I have time. However, for the time being, I don't, because I am visiting my mom. I'm working all the time, and that's good. I'm not doing drugs all the time, so that in itself just tells me, that my perception of self is actually changing. If you have a trauma, what you should do is pretty much, but like, this is, I'm gonna tell you when my third eye opened. This is gonna sound weird, but I have been overactive on one of the sides of my brain, on the aspect of me that is, how do you say, a part of my brain has been asleep. So what traumas do is that traumas cut off the energy circulation. That might make no sense right now, but so I was watching a video by Sam Vaknin, a psychologist who specializes in narcissistic personality disorder, and he talks about traumas. And he talks about how if you close your eyes and you think about the traumatic experiences, your traumas are going to be just pulled up, boop, boop, easily. And what you have to do is that you have to reframe those traumas. You have to understand it. And so you have to kind of spend time trying to understand your traumas. And I did that at the beginning of my homelessness. And I'm not kidding you. So I wasn't on any drugs. But I went into like a dark place where I saw the universe. And then I saw my brain in 3D. And then I saw how the left hemisphere of my brain, or the right hemisphere of my brain, one of them actually was sending thunder to the other hemisphere of my brain. And that happened as soon as I reframed those traumas. And then I woke up from that, and then something happened to me where I literally felt like it had an eye right here, right in the middle of, right above, in the middle above my, like an inch above my eyebrows, in the middle of my forehead. And my peripheral vision expanded. I was able to make more connections. I was able to understand a lot. I mean, obviously not everything, but a lot. And that is what allowed me to see the true nature of gang stalking. It allowed me to understand a lot of it. That's why I knew that there were glitches in the matrix. But that happened, so that in itself told me that yes, traumas will block the energy in your brain. And at that point I felt complete. But now I feel incomplete again. Like there is, like, even though I feel more powerful than I have ever felt, I still feel incomplete. And it is because of that. Because I need to resolve those traumas that I have. And the fact that right now I have two, I know a way to solve one, which is about the scar in my abdomen. I'm gonna speak to my doctor. I have an appointment with him, like on Saturday or something. And I'm gonna tell them what happened, about why would a doctor show me a picture of hands holding intestines after the doctor had literally just performed surgery on me. I know he was a gang stalker or a hater. Either or, they're the same thing. And I feel like that's gonna help me just close that trauma. Anyways, that is how you can tell what is affecting you psychologically, what is a trauma that you have. And I honestly, I forgot what I was gonna say. I forgot what was the actual message of this. Well, it was, I don't want to make these videos about myself, but I can't help it. I'm sorry, guys. But I feel like through my personal experience, I can explain to you guys that only you have gotten to through something like I did, you would happen to come to the same conclusion. So I feel that by explaining to you how I got to that conclusion, you wouldn't have to go through all the pain that I did. And you can have an understanding of a lot of shit, you know, such as your traumas. And how to solve them. And to have patience with yourself. Because Rome wasn't built in one day. Your psychology, your traumas, all of that was not built in one day. You know, but what you have to do is make sure that everything that you have control over points or is geared towards the betterment of yourself. Such as using drugs, such as not being useful to society, such as not being mediocre in anything that you do. I believe that this channel will have more about motivation. Like, I am possibly the least probable person to have enough motivation in himself to try to motivate others. Because everything that could go wrong in my life has gone wrong. Except one thing. Except that I still have my mom and I love her to death. And that's the only blessing that I need. Everything else I can handle. And yeah. So I have to go to work now. I have 4 minutes to get ready. Thank you guys so much for your precious time. I appreciate and love you guys. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye, I love you. Please like and subscribe. Bye.